We all know that getting a sponsored job in the UK is not that easy. So I regularly try to bring some students in front of you guys so that you can get inspired and take some tips from them. So today I have a special guest. He was a student who came to the UK 4 years back. And then during the COVID time, it was difficult to get a job or even internship and sponsorship job. But he did it. So today, sit down and relax as I invite Narendra, who's going to talk through his journey, how he landed his visa sponsorship job. And we are also going to cover why your master's degree is not enough for you to land a visa sponsorship job. But before we start, a quick introduction about myself for my new audience. My name is Sarika and I have been living in the UK for the last 14 years. I work full-time in IT and during my free time, I make YouTube videos. I have two good news to share with you guys as well. First is about study abroad service. You guys already know that I can help you study abroad in any of these listed countries. You simply need to fill the form which is provided in my video description and pinned comment, and my team will reach out to you soon. If you don't hear back from them, you can send me a direct email on yourknowledgebuddy@gmail.com. Second update from me, I'm launching a job assistance service to help you find a job in the UK. I know many of you are struggling to find jobs and need more help navigating the UK job market. I'll assist you from start till the finish, including job searching, networking, and interview preparation. This is a paid service and I will take only a few students to start with. I offer two packages, one for groups and for one, which is more expensive, one-to-one consultation. If you want more details, you can email me with your CV at yourknowledgebuddy@gmail.com. So without any further delay, let's get started with today's video by inviting Narendra. Hi Narendra, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy.
Hi Sarika.
Hello, and if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, sure. I'm Narendra. I came to UK in 2019 to pursue masters like everybody else. I did a construction management in masters. 2019, that's the year I came. Then you know what happened. COVID came in 2020. Finished my masters eventually through the COVID, through the pandemic. You know, the chaos that happened,
Yes.
especially as international students, is very hard. Yeah, I happened to find the internship in one of the company, and then later I continued there as a full-time as a construction manager. Then I got the opportunity in another company after that. Now I'm working in airport as a construction manager, and then yeah, I got the visa over there. It's been 1.5 years.
So let's talk about that. How did you land your visa sponsorship job in the UK?
See, it's different for everybody. People with the experience is different. People who are a beginner is different, right? See, in my case, when I came to UK, I don't have any experience back home. But thing is, I didn't look for immediately job which offers me sponsorship. For me, I look for the experience. So I joined in a small company to get experience. I first joined as an intern, going there 2 days a week. So worked like that for like one or 2 months, and then they kind of like my work, and then they take me full time. That experience helped me when I was applying for the big companies, right? So eventually I found the opportunity in the airport. At the time when I found the opportunity in the airport, the kind of people that they're looking for, and my experience exactly matched, kind of like lucky as well. Although they don't have the license to sponsor me, but they took the license. When I put the condition, I can only come to your company if you have the license, because that's the requirement for us, isn't it, right? They got the license, then I started working for them. How I got the sponsorship, get intern, gather experience, then go for apply for the big companies or medium companies, and then prove yourself in the interview and then tell that you're the capable guy that they can trust.
So when you joined them at that time, they did not have a license, right?
Yeah.
How long did you work with them before you asked for sponsorship?
I didn't. My initial requirement to join them was to get the license, and only I can join them.
So you were just applying for a job and you applied here.
So I was applying so many jobs in online.
Yeah.
I was applying. See, I was not with the mindset that I only work in the construction.
Yeah.
There's so many fields that are related to construction, right?
Yeah.
See, real estate, something properties that are related to construction degree, furniture and interior that is related to construction degree. If you have a construction degree, right?
Yeah.
You are exposed to all of these opportunities.
Yeah.
So I was applying for all of these, and I got the interviews as well. I attended a couple of interviews. Although I was selected, you know the reason the companies reject you is because you need a visa, right?
Yeah.
So for that reason, I was continuously applying. I got the experience. I prepared myself. I kind of like ready for the interview. And then when I met this company at the airport, so they were looking for the young guy who they can keep for the long time, and then should have the same experience as I have before. And kind of I was looking for the company who can meet my requirement of getting the having the sponsorship and happen to be at the same time.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice to know. So, was your master's degree enough to grab this visa sponsorship job, or did you think you have done more than that? Any kind of more industry specific certificate or tools or anything?
See, master's degree is never enough. See, that degree itself, although it's a qualification, but that's not gonna add any weightage to your CV, because everybody out there has the same degree as you. At the end of the day, you are one among many. Let's say there are 1,000 people passing out from the same degree, right? And if there is a 20 vacancies, everybody has that degree, right?
Yeah.
If you ask me, master's degree is enough? No. Master's, in fact, if you ask me, master's degree, we use it as an opportunity to come here.
Yeah.
It's not as an opportunity to learn. It's very rarely people pursue masters to really learn and do the dissertation and do the some background work and to gain the valuable insights. But most of the people who came here, even me as well, we use that as an opportunity to step in this country. But what differentiates is the first point of contact between you and employer is the CV. Second point of contact between the you and employer is the interview. That's the 2 steps. Even to do that before CV and interview, you have to do a lot of background work by applying every single day. So your first should be applying consistently every single day. Second, polishing your CV to the job every single day. Third, how to present yourself in the interview, because you only have 10 minutes time to explain what you have done over the years or whatever the experience that you have. It can be about your field, it cannot be about your field. It's all about impressing them when you sit in front of the employer, when you sit in front of the recruiter. All they look for is, they don't look for like you join the company and you do miracles. No, they don't look that you are like extremely knowledgeable guy, you know everything. All they look for is whether this guy will fit in the team or not, whether this guy has a good skills or not. Can we teach this guy? Does this guy know the basics? Does this guy know what he's talking about, or randomly he's talking about something else? See, I look at, you have a 10 minutes to impress the recruiter, and then use that 10 minutes, do the lot of background work. But when that 10 minutes came, bang on with the answers, then boom, yeah, you do it for multiple times. 3 simple steps. Apply consistency, polish your CV, present yourself well in the interview.
Let's talk about the point 3, because you said, you prepare for that 10 minutes and then you present the best of you. What kind of preparation you did? Because most of the students I interact, they hardly do any kind of preparation. So I want to know from you what preparation you did to stand out.
See, I have this mantra. I can't say mantra, I have this rule, right? If you have to explain what you have did in 2 years, in 2 minutes, how well you explain. If you have to present yourself, everything you did in past 2 years beautifully by elevating yourself, how can you do it? I sort of listed out all the questions. See, it's a very basic thing, right? Look, if you're sitting in front of a recruiter, everybody wants to know what you have done previously. So it's a basic question that they're going to ask you, what are you doing right now? What is your experience? Tell about your previous job. So see, if you are telling something which you have already done, and if you can't tell it confidently, if you can't, see, you are telling about something which you have already done. You're supposed to present it in such a way that they should get an idea of everything that you said within 2 minutes. For me, as I said, like, I only follow this. You know the elevator pitches, right? If you have only chance to meet somebody in the elevator from by the time you take the elevator to come down, how you present yourself, right? How you propose the opportunity. It's the same thing with the interview. You have 10 minutes. See, if they're asking some technical questions which you don't know about, don't worry about that. That's a different thing. But if they ask something about yourself, and you can't tell that properly, that's your mistake. That's not the market mistake. That's not anybody mistake. They ask you about your previous job, be prepared. Be prepared to tell in such a way. Even in 2 minutes, you go into so much detail. If you ask me how I tell, they ask me what I did previously. I said that this is my position. These are my duties. Even duties as well. I go on into such a detail. I kind of deal with the project with this amount of money, and where I able to make difference this much in a company. Initially, when they recruited me, they were looking for this kind of roles or this kind of activities want to be done by me. But I also taken up by by special interest, and I also went on to do so much well. It's all about elevating yourself. As I said, how beautifully can you present yourself in 2 minutes by elevating yourself? So for that, you need some statistics, you need some stories to back up with, you need some background work, put together everything, do it a couple of times, practice.
Yeah, I think I have made a couple of videos around, what are the common interview questions that recruiters ask you, because 70 or 80% of the time they will ask you, they will start with, tell me about yourself. Okay, why do you want to join us? Where do you see yourself? Tell me about a time when you faced this difficult situation. How did you deal with it? Those are common questions that people are going to see in interviews. And if they, like you said, if you prepare those answers back up with your data or storytelling abilities, you will definitely stand out as compared to the other students. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. In terms of internship, I know there are a lot of students who are struggling to find internship here. First of all, when did you start for your internship job? When you start searching for it?
See, I passed out in 2021, end of 2021. It was second lockdown. That was ending of second lockdown. I was kind of working in the security job. See, I was fed up of already that security job, but because there is no other option, I was doing it, right? I'm doing the security job in the night time, coming in the daytime on applying for the jobs. But luckily, one of my friends referred me. Okay, one of my friends happened to be working in the same company as an intern, and then he referred me because I was already applying, I was already going to the interviews and all. So I said, come here, I will introduce you to my director. Although it's a small company, introduce you to the director. It's good for you to get the experience. So I went there. So like they kind of asked me what you want to be and everything. I tell whatever. So it's kind of referral in the beginning.
Okay. So referral for internship, not for the main job.
See, referral for internship. See, at the end of the day, you need to get in inside first. But that doesn't. That's not a guarantee that you're gonna be sustained there. See, at the end of the day, even though if you got lucky with the internship, even though if you got lucky with the job, see, people will know your worth. See, once you're sitting in a certain room with the smart people who has done the same job as you're doing right now, they can easily find out. It's like you know the people who are doing the software engineering right now. If you assign the task to him, can you able to find out him or not?
Why not?
Simple thing, right? You can't get lucky all the time. If you get lucky, well, it's good. But to sustain, you need to have the potential. You need to perform. See, to convert from the intern to job, we perform. Simple as that. Yeah.
So when is the best time to apply for internship? So I said today, all September intake students are already here, right? And I know they're looking for a part-time job. But if they have to start applying for internship, when is the best time for them?
Depends on industry as well. See, certain industries recruit at certain times. In construction, a lot of recruitment happens in January because they prepare themselves for the summer because that's where most of the construction happens. I'm sure it varies from the industry as well.
Yeah.
But despite of the industries, despite of the timings, 6 months before your course ends.
Okay.
6 months before your course ends because you already finished your degree because whatever the dissertation that you were doing, that's all part of research. That doesn't come under full-time degree. Okay, and yeah, just 6 months before. Even you can apply before as well because people coming here with 3 and 4 years of experience, for them they don't even need masters as well.
Correct.
They can apply from day one as well.
Yeah.
And people see, and this is a mistake that everybody do. In the UK, they want to recruit for the internship. Let's say if they want to recruit for the intern in the August, they start looking for the guy in the January. They don't look just in 1 month before. And if you get the opportunity in January, you might be able to go into company in July or August. So see, there's 4 months of gap is there, right? So they recruit people well in advance. So that's how they can scatter the skillful people because they have enough time in the hand to interview them, to go through their CVs and profiles. They have a lot of people in the hand, right? So 6 months or 1 year or even in the beginning, just go there and then this is the time my course is finishing. Give me a call or give me a shout. I'm not sure whether it's practical or not, but you can do that. Okay. Nobody's stopping you.
Were you being paid during your internship?
What I've been paid? For the initial I joined us for 2 days. First day they didn't paid. I worked for free. Second day I think I started with like 40-50 pounds.
Okay, good. Yeah. So say if your friend did not refer you and you already mentioned that you came here without any experience, right? So do you think if you came here now without any experience and if you had nobody to refer you, do you think you would have landed an internship by yourself?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because see, at the end of the day, it's you decide your future, right? For me, I never depend on anybody. I was never dependent on anybody. Even now, if you have to scratch everything from the start, you have to do it. And then if you ask me, see, I was with the mindset of completely being dependent on myself. I think so people who have that mindset, who has that courage, not only trusting themselves, only, trusting their effort. If you ask me, definitely, yeah.
Okay. What is the biggest mistake you have seen students are making who are not landing a visa sponsorship job?
See, biggest mistake that everybody do is not upskilling themselves. Visa sponsorship job, again, I think they start applying for the jobs in PSW. That's the biggest ever mistake. Even in PSW, they don't take it seriously. First 6 months, they don't take it seriously. Then once the clock starts ticking, then they feel the pressure. Oh my God, there's less days. There's less days. There is less
So
days.
they start late, you're saying?
Start late, not upskilling, and not actively applying. When I say applying, it's not just every day just submitting the application, right? There's a process. You need to do the little bit of smart work. You need to track. You need to kind of make Excel sheet, list down the companies that you're applying for, follow up, and then also interact with a lot of people, what's happening in the industry. See, in the UK, there are many recruitment agencies for every industry who are specially recruit for that part people. So there's IT, right? There are a lot of recruitment agencies who only recruit for IT roles. There's a lot of agencies who only recruit for business or management related roles, right? You can reach out to them. There are so many ways to apply for the job. It's not just online application, right? And you know that 7 out of 10 jobs will go by referral or word of mouth.
Correct.
See, to be in the right network. Mistake everybody do, apply late, not upskilling themselves and not networking with the right people.
Okay.
Yeah.
For you, when you were looking for a job, which was the major job sites you used?
CV Library, Total Jobs, LinkedIn. These are the 3 I mainly used. And sometimes company careers website as well. If it's a big company, you can go for the careers as well.
So when you started applying for the job, you said you did not have any work experience. How many page or CV did you have?
How many page of 2 page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you fill your 2-pager when you did not have experience from India?
See, company needs all kinds of people. Remember that people have a misconception that only they can get job only if they have experience. It's not true. See, market companies needs a new talent every time. Okay, they keep on taking more projects. They need more people. It's a balance between beginners, mid-level, and executives or high-level employees. And in fact, high-level employees, there is very less competition. That's a different zone. But there is always balance between beginners and mid-level. Companies need both of the people. Okay. How did I fill my CV? You can't fake the experience. But whatever the experience you have to present yourself. They hardly get like 30 seconds to review your CV, right? First of all, it has to be readable. It's not like it has to be interesting. Okay, if they look at something, okay, let's speak to this guy. It's all in the words. See, in the same sentence, you can phrase it in so many ways. Okay.
But I'm interested to see your CV because I still don't know what would you have written in your work history when you say you have no work experience and you were able to put that in 2-pager. 2 pages, what did you fill with? Was it dissertation? Was it something else? How did you fill that? Skills? Did you expand your skills? Did you write your summary? I'm quite curious.
Yeah. Summary is something that very important. That shows you what kind of person, at least in the paper, not in the real. Your master's experience. You can mention about your part-time jobs. See, even in part-time jobs, right? I didn't mention about everything. I have done BTech in India, right? I can put my internship experience in the back in then. Okay, so I put my internship experience back then. I put my masters. Even in masters, I put the modules, right? I described about what I learned from the modules. I put the course, but there are 3 modules I specially mentioned, and even sometimes I used to change the modules because of the job, the job description and everything. Yeah. Summary is the main thing. Skills. You can mention couple of areas where you're displaying your leadership skills, such as you should lead that, you should manage that in the university, you should be front row guy who is kind of stepping up when the opportunity arises and stuff. That's really, see, it's no big deal, right? It's a skills really. Skills summary on your master's experience and your interns back then, your internship back then. As I said, when they look for the beginner, they kind of give a call to everybody. Whoever CV is good, whoever impresses them, they try to go with them. Simple as that.
Okay. So what I learned, you should be targeting beginner's role if you have no experience at all. And whatever you have studied, your modules, try to add that in your modules section so that at least they can see what you have learned, even though you have no experience. If you have any relevant part-time jobs, then you can add it. This is what I've understood. Okay. How was your interview different to that back in India? Did you do any kind of a job in India? You said no.
I didn't do it, but I faced a couple of interviews.
Yeah. So how was it different to UK?
See, in India, kind of a culture that interview will be serious. I'm sure you will reflect this as well. Interviews will be serious in India. You kind of call them sir and everything, and it's different people altogether, culturally different. You are sitting in a different sort of atmosphere. In UK, interviews are very friendly. They make you cool in the beginning. They kind of make you very comfortable. See, they want to rather than doing interview, they want to know you as a person, because here they are not only recruiting you for the job that you're doing, they're recruiting you for the multicultural team that they have. whether you can fit there or not. So what kind of person you are is more important. So they look at communication skill, because when you're working with like different kind of ethnicities, right? So you should be able to fit in that team. And then they're very friendly. Communication skills are very important. And then they kind of try to see you whether you know what you're speaking about, or whether you're clear about what you're telling to them.
Okay, I just have another one question before I let you go. So how many rejections did you face before you landed your first visa sponsorship job?
I didn't remember exactly because I was applying like anything. But I remember how many interviews I attended and they rejected me. Okay, I kind of attended 6 to 7 interviews. It's three or face to face, 4 or online. I remember there are 7 rejections on the interview phase. I got 2 offers. Apart from that, so I applied, I was attended like 10 to 11 interviews. That's one thing. I didn't remember how many rejections I got through emails. See, I was applying like anything. It was just like,
for the interviews which you went and you were rejected, do you know the rejection reason? Did you ask for feedback? What was that
I
feedback?
don't know the reasons. I said like 6 interviews, right? I'm sure 3 or 4 are different from my background, because see, I was doing construction, as I said, like I was applying to some other jobs as well which are related to that space. I think if I have to list down one by one is I'm not experienced enough to fit that role, because I was trying for a very high level company and for a little bit bigger role than beginner. That's the one. Second one, I was rejected because of a communication skill. Again, communication means it's not normal communication. That's a high level consulting company. They're dealing with a lot of bigger clients. They're involved in huge bigger projects. So the level of skill that I have, definitely clearly not enough. Third one, it's completely different industry. They said that you were having the construction background with the kind of interview that you were given. I don't think so that you were fit for this job. In the construction space, one is because of driving license. I don't have driving license at the time. Construction driving license is very crucial. They rejected me because our role requires you to travel here and there every now and then. That's the one in the construction space. Second one, again, not having an experience. The kind of project that they are kind of planning to give it to me needed experience. Other one, I don't know. Yeah, that's all to sum up. Yeah.
So to summarize, less experience for the job which you applied, maybe because they were looking for senior people. In few of the big consulting firms, they needed someone with better communication skill, because of course English is not a first language, right? And the third reason you mentioned, what was that?
Driving license is one of the
driving license. So again, any students who are here and who are looking for sponsorship, if you can get a driving license, that's going to help you definitely land a job or even a visa sponsorship job. That is what I'm going to say. Okay. So on that note, Narendra, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge, and I hope you have inspired at least some of the students who are struggling here in the UK. And if you guys want to get in touch with Narendra, how can they get in touch with you, Narendra? For any tips, advice?
Thank you, Sarika. I mean, see, it's been nearly 5 years me in the UK. By seeing the situation here itself in the UK, within my friends itself, I can count on the fingertips that how many people got a sponsor job. The ratio is very less. It's really shocking. By seeing that, all that things only, I started the podcast, which is on the YouTube, where I interact with a lot of people like you and many people from many other fields, where I try to dig down the deeper details into the industry or into the about. It's not just abroad. It's just not about part-time jobs or pounds or rupees. There's so much. The culture used to be there. There's the skills. There's so much exposure and all things. Industry insights, market opportunity, and all things. So I talk on all of these things in my YouTube Unscripted with Narendra. They can see my YouTube. At the same time, there's on my Insta handles and YouTube handles. There's always a link if they want to get in touch with me. See, once you came as a student and you got a job, you kind of sort of settling like always. You always want to speak with the people and help out, right? It's like more than happy anybody reach out on me social handles and then ask me for advice. More than happy. Thank you so much for your opportunity.
Thank you, Narendra, and all the best to you. Thank you.